Hi, this is Sherry Patton Ceramics, and today we're making an animal body. So we're going to start with a basic body. Most animal bodies are shaped like this, where they have the chest region much larger than the pelvic region. So if you look here, the chest is larger than the pelvic region on this bulldog. Cheetah, same thing, chest larger than the pelvic region. For almost all animals, this is the way it is. They're in shape, they're skinny, they're running for their life if they're prey. If they're the predator, they have to be fast and catch things. Now, there are three exceptions to this rule, and that would be the bear, which needs the large area in the back for hibernation, so it has this massive area here. The elephant that is so massive it can protect itself, and the bunny. So those ones have the wider area here, skinnier area here. So on all the rest, let's make the chest area wider than the pelvic region. So we're going to go ahead and start with I have about 3.5 pounds of clay here. You saw my examples, so you can kind of get a feel for, what size you want to make. And you're just getting into a basic cylinder, and then you're going to cut it into 6 parts. So I'm just going to start by cutting it down the middle, and then make 3 parts of this side, and then 3 parts of the other side. And I'm going to take 2 of those parts, and I'm going to make that into the body, and then the rest have 1, 2, 3, 4 legs. Put those aside, and now I'm going to make the body. So first you begin by making a cylinder. So that's just like a Coca-Cola can, right? If your clay is totally off like this, then I totally suggest you bang it on one side, and then bang it on the other, and then try rolling it out again. And then we're going to turn it into more of a cone shape. We're going to make it smaller in this area. So we're going to take our hand and kind of half karate chop this way, half karate chop. And so it's at a diagonal, and we're going to roll the clay. And we're going to really put a lot of pressure on this side of the hand as opposed to this side of the hand. And that is really going to make this side smaller, as you can see. Make sure and use your palms so that you don't get fingerprints. And now I look at it, and that looks pretty good. Fatter to skinnier. Now next, for the legs, we're going to do the same thing. So for each of those legs, don't be too concerned about, how much clay. Do you have an equal amount of clay for each leg? We can always deal with that later. So kind of a cylinder first, and then you're just going to roll that in, putting more pressure on this side to make it skinnier. Put that aside, and now the next one. Same thing. It's always easier if you squeeze it into kind of a cylinder first. And again, it's way off. And then into more of a cone. Okay. Next. And into a conish shape. I'm putting more pressure on this side. Okay. So now I'm going to look at my legs and see which ones are larger and which ones are skinnier. I'm looking at these photos, all of them, on all of the creatures, everyone, including us. The upper body is going to be skinnier as opposed to the back area. So it's larger to smaller here, larger to smaller here always. And then the front is going to be skinnier, this arm area, than the back area. Do you see that? Even with the elephant, this area is skinnier than the back area. So front legs always skinnier. So I'm going to look at my pieces here, and let's see. So it looks like these ones are a lot heavier on top. So I'll use those ones. And then these ones, I can kind of move up here and cut them off so that they're smaller. If I don't like it enough, I can always just, you know, cut a little piece off. But now would be the time to do it. If I wait and do it later, then it's going to have these sharp lines. So I can make these skinnier this way, and then all I would do is just roll them again, and it's going to look a heck of a lot better. Because you don't want sharp lines on these guys. And then I'll hold them up to the back legs. Let's see. So about right here. There we are. Now, let's go ahead and put this guy together. So we're going to put on the front legs first. Again, the skinny ones on the fat part of the body. And we're going to score and slip. I think I like it this way better. And some watery slip, plenty on my fingers, and push a little bit, and flip. Now, take it in your hands. Notice I put these at the very top, almost at the very top. I put my palms, one on each side, like this, and then you're going to squeeze. You're going to squeeze inward, and what that's going to do is it's going to make it so it doesn't look silly anymore. Because if we look at these pictures, you can see that this is about the way that they are. And then you're going to smooth it in. Now, right here, if you don't put a little coil of clay here, it's going to fall apart in the kiln, especially at those high temperatures. So I'm going to take a little piece of clay that I cut off. I'm going to make it into a long coil. I'm going to score it. And score on the inside of the legs here, where I'm going to add this coil. And I'm also going to do this to the back legs because it's really going to be important for these things hanging on. So I'm putting a bunch of watery slip because it's the first day. This is really soft clay, so I can get away with watery slip. And then I'm just going to blend these in. Okay. I'm not going to do too much blending because I don't want it to be too long, this video. Now for the back legs, same thing. We're going to score. So remember, those fat hind legs are going to go on that skinny area in the back. If you're not doing a bear, bunny, or elephant. And here we are. Bunch of watery slip on both sides. Press it in lightly. And then remember, you're going to put your hands on both sides. And then you're going to, with your palms, you're going to press. So press this way. So you can see they're not sticking out in a funny way anymore. And then blend. Now, if you lift it up and it looks like these ones have gotten too fat, you can always move the clay. Notice I'm pushing it this way. I'm not pushing it down. I'm pushing it this way to make it skinnier in that section again. And there we are. Now, back legs, we need to do the same thing. Spread them apart. Make a strip of clay. Score it. Add some slip. Score here. And add. And then blend. Now, very important, next step, look at it and decide how you want the legs to go. If you want it to be more of a dog or a cheetah type of animal, then what you're going to do is you're going to look at it and bend here, and then you're going to go straight down. And then it's got a little foot down at the bottom here. So notice I press the clay at the back to get a nice heel, and then I can rip off the rest. Okay, with the front, let's look at it. Let's make it the same height as the back, and I'm taking my fingers and I'm supporting it in the back. If you have clay that's a little bit hard, you might need to add a little bit of water here. Mine's super soft, but adding water and then smoothing it at the back is going to make it not crack, and then cut it off. Okay, other side. So we're going to look at it. Notice I'm pushing on this side and I'm pushing on this side. I'm also looking at the other foot or leg to see how to bend it so that it's even. It goes down, and I'm squishing it at this corner to get that angle. There we are. And I'm going to break it off. I can play with the length and such later. Same thing here. So I'm looking, and notice I'm using my finger to support the back while I bend the front into a nice 90-degree angle, and then pull it off. All right. So if you'd like to see details on how to do feet, go ahead and watch my videos on that. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.